everyone. In my last video on how to craft a perfect resume, I gave a comprehensive picture, comprehensive information on the points that should be placed in a resume. By now, we know that a resume is a brief summary of our abilities, our work experience, and our academic qualification. Today, I will be reiterating the points covered in the last video in the form of do's and don'ts and provide you with few quick tips so as to make your resume look even better. Common mistakes that have been identified and which should be avoided at every cost. Number one is we tend to miss out on important pieces of information such as your contact details. It could be your mobile number, it could be your telephone number, or it could even be your email ID. Incorrect use of grammar and spelling mistakes. I know that sounds silly, but it certainly could cost you. The other information that we tend to miss out is the fact that we use passive language instead of using action words or action verbs. Let me provide you with an example. Let's say you're stating your statement of purpose in your resume and you write down, seeking for a job in an esteemed organization for one's experience. Don't you think that is vague and also incomplete versus the action words which are delegated, influenced, collaborated, and so on? Also, some of the resumes are far too long. It is lengthy, and we know that the recruiters have limited time to skim through your resume. In an event, your focus should be on the keywords and to keep it short and crisp. These are the few common errors. If you take care of, we can assure you that your resume will look a lot better. Now, keeping in mind the do's and don'ts, what are the things that you should definitely be doing? And these are the do's. Your format and the content has to be in conjunction with each other, which means it has to fall in sync with each other. And what does that mean? It means that all the points that you place in it has to be organized. And when you organize it, you're supposed to ensure that you also keep in mind these proper spacings, the underlinings, the italics, the bolds, and capitalization. Also, remember that list your headings properly. What preference would you choose, whether you want to place your work experience before or after educational qualification is entirely up to your priority and your preference. But the information that will go within that has to be always in a reverse chronological order, which means if at all you are placing your educational qualification first, then the qualification of your graduate level, which is your bachelor's degree, will come first, followed by the higher secondary and then matriculation. Now, remember that your language has to be articulative and not at all decorative or flowery that most tend to do at times. The idea is to attract them by telling them you are the best fit, but you have to be careful while you place your language. Covering those points, let us now move to the don'ts. What is it that you should cautiously avoid doing? And number one is that please do not use personal pronouns such as I delegated, or I persuaded, or I collaborated. That must be avoided at every cost. Do not use abbreviation. Do not make use of any colloquial language. And please do not write in narrative, because brevity is the answer. So we all know that resume is a brief summary of our abilities, our work experience, and our educational qualification.